first down, couple key possessions. Come to the post game, watch them teach some lessons. Say, what? I don't think them people are convinced. I say, call them, but they tell you how to read a blitz. They in cover 2. Tell me why they switch to cover 6 every Friday at 7:30. No, I cannot miss. Like, hey, yo. Yeah, we live for the post game show.
Hey, welcome to Bears Banter Talk Show. Bears win, Bears win. Hey, what's up, Simeon? Thanks for joining us.
My man, what's up, Simeon?
Man, Simeon been up since 2 o'clock this morning trying to do that. Hey, quick, I can't hear you.
Oh, hey.
Oh, you're on?
No, that was one of the bartenders up here. She was like,
"Oh, okay. Tell us what's happening."
That's Angel. Angel, they said, "What's up?" She said, "Hello." She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm in the middle of the party." She's like, "Wait a minute, that's me." Yeah,
that is.
Yeah.
Hey, we were just laughing. Hey, y'all, we don't know if Jay could make it to the show. We think he's still in Soldier Field. We don't know.
He running struggles. He running struggles in the parking lot.
Hey, if y'all like me, man, I could barely sleep last night.
Yeah, I'm exactly like you.
I slept like a baby last night, man. I was like, wow.
Man.
Woke up, I said, I got to cut on ESPN. I got to make sure this was real.
What I would like to see is I want to go to like any type of Wisconsin news and listen to Jeff Hafley, their defensive coordinator. They asked him before the game. He says, "Oh, we'll see you later. We're gonna win this game." How's it feel now? You might be looking for a job this year.
Well, he's actually good at his job. So if he
is
fast, but it's interesting that they talking about in Green Bay getting rid of Matt LaFleur. I think that would be a mistake. But if they do that, I'd love to see that happen. It's pretty amazing how entitled some of the teams get to a certain status. The Green Bay Packers have been beating the Bears for years, and they just, for some reason, assumed that we was always going to be in their back pocket. But yesterday, they got a rude awakening. Let's call it that.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah, Plain. That's a great point. I think what they have been kind of coming out of Green Bay all week was that he might get fired. Not that that they have any inside information, but I think his contract is expiring. Mm-hmm. And the last 4 years they have been, I believe, the 7th seed, and they have only won one of those games. And with the NFL and the fan base, I think fan bases are not happy when your team is not advancing to the playoff, right? At the while, first round X's are probably not enough for a lot of fan bases. Maybe other than maybe the Jaguars or maybe some of the smaller markets or place like Cincinnati where they okay with being in futility for like 15 years with the same coaches.
Well, we went through that with Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
And, we fired him on the 10-6 year, and we're like, hey, we're going to get better. Sometimes you go exactly the opposite way. So if you think about some of the coaches in Green Bay before LaFleur, they had Mike McDonald or whatever, but they had some suck coaches too. So it's not as easy as people think it might be.
Yeah.
Well, this reminds me of when Dallas had Mike McCarthy as well.
Yeah.
At some point, if it's not going past a certain point, it's time to move on. And to me, I like Mike LaFleur as a coach, but we talk about mediocrity at best. Like, if you watched the game last night and we talked about Jordan Love and his inefficiencies as far as being a playoff quarterback, sometimes that reflects back to the head coach, and to me, I honestly think it's time to move on from from LaFleur, because it reminds me of Mike McCarthy, who was the coach before LaFleur in Green Bay. McCarthy.
Great point.
Coach down in the Cowboys. 12-4 every year, can't go past the first round. So after a while, it's like, but now again, to your point, look at the Cowboys now. Trash.
Hey, you know what? Here's another interesting thing, interesting caveat about it all. You know that Green Bay is the only publicly traded team in the league. So it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Because we can sit up here and cry about this, that, and the third, but if they do get rid of LaFleur, they absolutely have to get it right. They have to get it right because now you have fans that have the power because they own stakes of the team. So, but that ain't my problem, though.
And watching this game, man, we say, and a lot of us like, man, we wish the Bears would get started off faster. Look, this is just who they are, right? I mean, this is who we are. They are. We may want them to start off fast. It makes us feel better. We're not having cardiac arrest at the end of games. But I would say because they did that, I know throughout the game we was kind of texting each other. I don't think not one of us at any point said this game is over.
Nope.
I mean, we was really just talking strategy, like, man, maybe, slow it down, get back your composure. I would say personally, I thought the coaching staff, even though it may not have been reflected in the way they look, I thought they panicked in the second quarter when they went forward. Matter of fact, I rewatched the game. It was around 5 minutes and 30-some seconds. They was on their own, I believe, 36-yard line, and it was fourth down. I felt they panicked at that moment, and it went over to the players. And the reason I said they panicked, even though they went earlier for some fourth down conversions, that particular drive had no momentum. So I was like, punt the ball because there's only 5 minutes left, which Green Bay drives have been taking a long time. So at least if you're paying them back more, maybe they get a field goals, maybe they don't get nothing, maybe they end up with a touchdown still, but at least you make them drive the length of the field. What we actually did at that point was gave them a cheap touchdown. And it took them a while just to go 35 yards. They actually took almost 5 minutes just to get that touchdown. But I think with the halftime, it seems like they was able to calm everybody down and came up with a good adjustment in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's the first time in my recent memory that I've seen the Bears where they didn't punt the entire game. So it's amazing that did we go for it for 4 times on fourth down?
We went for it 6 times.
Oh my God. That's pretty hard to believe, but you know what? It's always interesting where we got people that are second guessing victories. And in some cases, you just need to be happy that we got the that we got the W, and you go on from there, because there's 100 different decisions that any coach makes during a game that can lead to the overall outcome. So, once you know that you won, you can't sit back and say, well, they should have did this or they should have did that. It might have changed the entire outcome of the game, but I'm going to take the W about that.
Yeah, man, Jason Browser down there. I'm sorry, I forgot to send him the link. I usually send him to the Green Bay games because Jason would definitely be saying, hey, they living rent free in our heads. Man, I got to get him on this week at some point to get him to talk about this game.
Jason ain't been asleep in the last. He ain't been asleep since last night either. So there you go.
Hey, I think the game was a tale of two halves by both teams. What we did bad in the first half was what the Packers did bad in the second half, and we were able to capitalize on some things. Core clock management, going for it on fourth down, all that type of stuff. Those are the things that bit them in the butt in the second half. But I got to point out to you guys, did you guys see the post-game midfield handshake between Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur?
No, I didn't.
Quick.
Yeah, y'all didn't. It was look, it was a shake of the hand. Ben Johnson is looking away, walking off already. It was just like this is what we supposed to do. Like,
he shook his hand.
It was like I got you again. Don't worry about it. Daddy's home.
You know what?
It was like Deion Sanders and his ex-wife.
No, it wasn't even that personal.
But you know what I will say is we all wound a little bit differently, man. I mean, we're more optimistic and we look at the game and it's like, if it's 30 seconds left and we down by like 35 points, I get that. But none of us had that feeling that we were going to lose that game. But I also do understand some people who are Bears fans who may be doubters or detractors only because they've seen this before. But as I kind of put in my post, man, culture is completely different now, man. Them dudes out there, they don't care about all that. Oh, well, Green Bay got our number. They on a whole different plane. Their whole thing now is they probably are going in to look at the schedule and circle all the Green Bay games, and I love it. Love it.
I'm glad early on that the Bears took the field goals when they did because
Yeah.
it counted when it got down the stretch. And if you look at it, they were not able to capitalize on those field goals themselves. They missed 2 field goals and an extra point, which definitely left the door open for us to continue to make that rally. When they missed that extra point, that's when I knew it. I was just like, oh, they done messed up. Now, when I saw miss that extra point, I was like, that's it. That's it.
Yep.
You left the door open now because we I think at that point, but I'm trying to do the recap of the game. The Bears actually scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. That's amazing. At one point, they got it down to 5, and then Green Bay was able to get it back up to 11. And if that team is not a team that was built for this, throughout the season, once they got it to 5 and it went back to 11, most teams don't know. They fold at that point, right? Because all the air get deflated. But because the Bears experienced this so much, when they went back up to 11, it was like, okay, we just got to score more points.
Yeah.
Hey, and one of the key elements of this game was when they went down, right after Green Bay scored that last touchdown. You look at the camera, and the camera is showing Caleb Williams on the sideline going nuts. Like you got the guys that's sitting down, and Caleb is over there. I don't know what he was saying, but it was probably like we've been here before. Just do what you got to do, and we gonna win the ball game. And it was just amazing to see because that was him taking over the team, and they came right back out, scored again, and it's like, man, what I kept saying in our group chat, Iceman coming, Iceman coming. Iceman coming.
That 4th and 9.
But again, there's somebody out there saying Justin Fields would have won this game too. But
Dude,
I think yesterday's game, if nothing else, lets you know about the whole next man up culture. There were a lot of unsung players that actually played their heart out yesterday. One that comes to mind to me is Ozzie Trapillo. Ozzie Trapillo ended up, hurting his patella. So that's probably a good 6 months to a year before he comes back. But one of the things he did, first of all, he recovered a fumble, which we needed. He picked it up there when Caleb fumbled, and that was a disastrous situation. But he ended up coming off the field, getting himself out, limping on one leg or whatever. And at the end of the game, it didn't make us have to take a timeout, and we didn't lose any time going off the clock because of an injured player. Those are little things that people don't pay attention to. But Ozzie Trapillo, great job. Another unsung player would be DeMarco Jackson. This dude,
yes, sir.
Started putting that leather on people.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you saw Josh Jacobs getting the ball, and he even had that 3 or 4 yards running start beforehand. DeMarco Jackson was on him. So, I'm glad that the Bears got that next man up spirit, and that definitely led to a W for us.
The game actually changed when Jackson got in the game.
Yes, sir.
Sure did.
When he got in the game, that defense, I looked, and so we were sitting here, and I was like, oh, man, Ed was hurt. I said, oh, they going with DJ. They going with DJ. And I said, when DJ gets in, he knows Dennis Allen's system. He's a veteran in that system. And you remember him and Ali Willie Winnie Minute, whatever that dude name is, they had like 15, 14 tackles. And I'm like, this is a guy who just puts his nose where the ball is. And like you said, man, shout out to DJ. The defense changed when he got in the game. And they was talking about this too. Talking about, man, we need to find different ways to get him back in the game, like throughout the past couple of weeks. Like I think Nutty said it too. Like, man, we got to figure out ways to get this dude back on the field. Like,
and Tyreek Stevenson and Kyler Gordon, those dudes made a difference. For whatever reason, Johnson was getting toasted, baked up, put in the souffle. So I was like, man, and Nashawn Wright wasn't really playing very well either. If he's not picking off the ball, he's kind of a liability to us in defense. So I'm glad that they got Stevenson back in the rotation, and Kyler Gordon made a tremendous difference in the outcome of that game.
Yeah, you know what,
Mike, I think the defensive rotation they made in the second half, I don't know if it motivated the guys who got pulled out because when they came back, they played better. One, I would mention Montez Sweat, who got a game ball. Yes, Montez Sweat looked motivated after he got taken out for Dominique Robinson for a couple of plays, for quite a few. And Dominique had made some impact. They was actually collapsing the pocket more on Jordan Love, where he didn't have like a real clean pocket. And that was some of the adjustments. But when they brought Sweat back in, Sweat became disruptive along with DeMarco Jackson, and Stevenson was able to make Jordan go to another read. And I thought those guys look more motivated. Jalen Johnson actually looked better when Stevenson came in for him and he came back out. It was almost like he came out with some more pep in his step, like they would say, when Stevenson came in for him.
Yeah, you're right. Your boy Jordan Love ended up getting intentional grounding twice, but he had never had that before. So he was definitely rattled. I'm sorry, quick, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say another one of those guys that came out in the second half was Grady Jackson. I mean, Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett started getting to the quarterback and making plays. He made a couple plays on the edge, and Josh Jacobs couldn't even run the ball anymore. And that goes out to, like I said, when DJ got in, Josh Jacobs was what they said a non-MFing factor.
Yeah,
he was a non-MFing factor when DJ got in, and that's not taking nothing away from TJ Edwards. It's just, man, this dude just got a high motor, and like you said, when Stevenson got in, it's a lot of the guys that didn't start the game that ended up playing well, and that's the shout out to the system, getting those guys ready to play, and they just like, hey, whenever I get my chance, I'm getting in, because they all want to win. They all want to, put productivity to the effort of the win. And hey, some preacher all over the city right now. And you already know what the sermon is today.
Hey, you know what though? But I gotta give Kyler Gordon his props, man, because dude was hurt. We know Kyler Gordon, dude was hurt. He was getting burnt, but the dude was hurt. He didn't talk. But what I will tell you, he made a play that a lot of people didn't see was one of the most important plays ever. He was sitting in the box on a run play, and he basically sacrificed himself and took two guys out, and they made a tackle for a less. And that was a huge one. It just basically killed their momentum. And for every time that, quote unquote, he got burnt, that one play made a huge difference. So these guys are playing for each other, man. You see these guys like this next man up stuff, these dudes coming on the field mad, and it ain't even about being scared. Their whole thing is they laid it on the table last night, man. I'm just so proud of our guys, man.
Well,
you know what? I like what. Sorry, Plank.
No, to your point, Josh Jacobs has always been like the boogeyman.
Boogeyman, yep.
Was Josh Jacobs, as soon as DeMarco Jackson started putting that leather to him, he wasn't as effective on offense. So he said, you know what? I'm going to go and return a special team. And the special team saw him out there and put the leather on him too. So I was like, man. It was every player on the team made a contribution. And so that if there's a team victory, that definitely was one. I'm sorry about that, Bernard. What you got?
Hey, I wanted to make a comment about Kyler Gordon, his impact. They had to put him in more because what's the guy's name? His last name McLeod. McLeod was trying to play nickel, and he kept crashing down on plays. He was allowing crossing routes. He was allowing cutbacks, right? Any misdirection he was falling for. So even though Kyler Gordon might have gave up stuff in the passing play game, some yards, he wasn't giving up all that misdirection stuff that McLeod was constantly giving up. And also, I want to give credit out to, man, I don't know if they call it the 6 man or whatever you call it. It's the fan base. The fan base made it difficult down the stretch. They was responsible for those couple of delayed games right near the end where they kind of got discombobulated. And I mean, man, Soldier Field was rocking last night, man. To have, I mean, the announcers saying how many times they had been there, and they could literally feel the stadium shaking in the broadcast booth.
Jay said it too.
That ain't good, but okay.
Yeah, they who was that? Al Michaels. They had reported on the radio that Al Michaels had done 39 games at Soldier Field and said this was the most electric atmosphere that he's ever felt. And they did say that the actual stuff was shaking. It's just amazing, man. And hey, you know, I think we need to take up an offering because the Bears are going to play at home again. And Jay was talking about how much that parking pass costs for this week. So we get to take up an offering.
I got a couple dollars for you, bro. It'll be all right.
Pull off the hat, man. Wow. Just amazing, man. It's just amazing.
And you know what? I don't want to not miss the offense, man. The offense, they you know what? The Bears offense, I think a lot of times when people are watching the game, they go to the stat line and not exactly what's going on at times because one of the things they do have to clean up is when balls hit guys right in their hands and they can't complete the process of the catch, right? So we had guys where they didn't like drop it. It won't probably, I don't know how they're going to list it, but it was several guys who could not complete the process of the catch. Komet did it early in the game. There was Loveland. I have to give credit to Green Bay Packers defenders who actually played through the catch and dislodged the ball from them on some of those plays. But I think sometimes as a fan base or people who just read stats, it happened quite a few times, and they would just go to the stat line and not necessarily what happened in the game. And I admire the fact how Caleb took the leadership, like I said, on the sideline. He tried to make tight throws when there wasn't coverage. That one play he hit Roma Dunze on 4th down. I mean, that was an incredible throw. I don't even know if he had his feet on the ground at all when he threw that.
I don't want to hear nothing else from anybody. If somebody got something to say about Caleb Williams, oh, well, you know, he's the lowest completion guy in the NFL. You show me another pass in the history of playoffs that's almost even close to being on the par as that. This dude is falling down, and not only did he throw it and it hit this dude in the chest, it was with 4 defenders. The second thing, which is kind of like a defensive thing, something we've been preaching for the last 6 years was telling guys, why don't these guys keep doing this peanut punch? Even the mascots are looking at guys with balls punching the ball. It's like every play they're doing it now, man. And it makes a huge difference.
Well, you know, one of the things I heard yesterday was Al Michaels giving Caleb Williams credit for how he plays. And even in them giving him credit, he said, well, we know he's only completing 50% of his passes. Jordan Love completed about 50% of his passes. But he ended up throwing for over 360 yards. You know, he did exactly what the Bears team needed him to do. All of these stats, and well, he had 2 interceptions and he had this percentage of passing. Forget all of that. He led his team and was there whenever they needed him. So I'm glad to have him as our QB, and I'm gonna get my nails painted later on today too.
If your quarterback is explosive, completion percentage doesn't matter as much. And you know what? I just have to say this because, you know, I'm about like real correct information. That is not actually correct. The person with the lowest completion percentage is actually Shedeur Sanders, but they're basing it on how many games you play. I'm just putting it. The truth is actually Shedeur Sanders as far as starting quarterbacks, but they're basing it on completion, you know, the number of games you play. But it's just irrelevant, though. It's an irrelevant point. Because the Bears' offense is so explosive, and if you think about it, where he finished at 7 in passing yards, he would probably be number 2 or number 1 if he was at 61 or 62%. The Bears have their quarterback. You have a guy that does not fold under those moments, who is able to, like say, get 25 points, in the fourth quarter, who kept battling, who was rallying his team. That's the difference between a rookie and a veteran, second-year veteran. Him as a rookie last year, you can't do that on the sideline, right? Because they don't really, you don't have their respect yet. But last night, he got in guys, face. Hey, he got in Luther face on that interception, like, hey, you ran the route. Yeah. Your quarterback has to do that sometime. Run the route right, damn it.
Hey, you know what? It kind of worked overall how Caleb has been treating the wide receivers. You saw Zacchaeus come in the game and get his 3 minutes. That's probably about as much as he got over the last month or so. And he ended up scoring a touchdown. So if nothing else, he knew, hey, when the ball comes to you, dude, try not to, if you don't catch it, see what happened to you from now on. We ain't going to see you on the field no more. But he came through. He made a good catch. The linebacker couldn't keep up with him. And the fact that they tried to guard a wide receiver with a linebacker should let you know how little they really thought of him.
Man.
Hey, man, we can't.
No, you know what it was? It was Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland, they could not stop him, so they had to take the linebacker off Colston Loveland and put the safety on Colston Loveland. So now you relegating your linebacker to still Zacchaeus. That became the nightmare hell that they was facing, because Loveland was killing them so much, and so now also you're worried about DJ. And matter of fact, that one play, I was looking at a video where DJ Moore scored. The Bears actually was setting that play up earlier in the game and through other games, but actually was the same kind of screen that the Commanders ran on the Bears, where they actually had Luther. And this is what was interesting. They took Wright and brought him to the left side, and they put Komet as he was in a position as the right tackle. And so really what, you see that overload with the lineman and you got that guy over there, you can't help but think Wright is going to come over there because you're running the screen. So Caleb did a pump fake to, I think it was Luther, and then they bit on it, which left DJ wide open, in the little on the wheel route to actually score the touchdown.
Ben Johnson is that little brother, that little snotty-nosed brother that get on your nerves and do stupid stuff. And you get on his case, but you really don't say much because you know the value that he has. That play, and we were talking about that 2-point conversion, man, when Green Bay's in the jumbo package. They're in the jumbo package, and we're in 13 personnel, and they audibled out of that, and they popped Loveland out to the left. And their one primary defensive back receiver was resigned to go guard the outside guy on the right. So now you got a linebacker who, we were talking about, was like, how could that even be possible? They said this particular linebacker that Colston Loveland caught that pass on had never played in a coverage, hadn't played in coverage all year. I'm like, well, it was a good time. But to have that mind's eye to be able to know that you got 3 tight ends who are really just 3 big receivers with hands, that was priceless, man.
Man, I'll tell you a play that got me, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is diabolical. I saw Theo Benedict line up at the X receiver and go out there and run a damn post. And I'm like, what do you do as a damn DB? You see some 6'7", 300-pound dude running at you like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing?
Made you blink.
It did. It definitely did.
Hey, I got a question. We talked about that play that Caleb threw to Rome Odunze. The season was on the line with that play. The season was on the line. He's rolling out, and he just knows where he's supposed to be, and he throws the ball. And I'm like, who is he throwing that? Oh, damn, yeah, right? Like, who is he throwing? And it's just like, man, the dude is unbelievable. But, and giving credit in the game, I got to give credit to my cousin, Swift. not quick, but swift,
Yeah.
who continues to run the ball when called upon. I still think we need to give him the ball a little bit more, him and Monungai.
Yes, sir.
And even the announcers were saying that we down 20 something. They like, you got to go back to running the ball. I'm like, I've said that many a times. But Swift and Monungai, they just been doing their role, doing their job. We just got to get them a little bit more because we start falling into this. Um, we got to throw the ball, got to throw the ball. But when we got in that 13 package in the second half that we talked about on the pregame show, that 13 package is something else. You know, it allows us because I'd be forgetting this other tight end's name, 81. He even
Yeah.
started catching some
Smith,
balls.
Smite.
Smite,
Yeah,
Smite.
Yeah,
Smite.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, Smite. Dylan Smite. Yeah, he started catching the ball, and it just opens up so. We got so many weapons, man. I'm like, how do you figure out who's going to get the ball? I'm like, what we trying to do?
Yeah. You know what, man? I know we kind of all over the place with it, but you know what? It's just so many things that happen that make this game happen the way it did. Duvernay. Duvernay
Yeah,
made some
return.
key returns in the end of that game. He
The
put them in
back.
some great positions. That one return where he got it to, I believe, to the 35 or 40 on the other side, that allowed them to be able to not have to use a lot of time on the offensive drive to score. I mean, it was a lot of things. Even Santos, he made all his field goals. He was clutch in those moments when they need those dirty balls. He placed them well. What's funny? Neither team punted.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
rewatched the game. Neither team punted.
That's crazy.
You
But
know,
Caleb told Torrey Taylor he wasn't gonna be punting much. He told him that
he did. He
from the
did.
jump.
Yeah,
When
you
you
know,
look at the whole passing statistics, Copeland Loveland, he got 8 catches and 15 targets. So he was pretty close to 50-some percent. But DJ Moore ended up getting 5 catches and 6 targets.
Yep.
This dude, DJ Moore, we give him a hard time because his body language and what have you. But when everything was on the line against Green Bay, who's the receiver that Caleb Williams threw the ball to? DJ Moore. So he needs to get his flowers too.
Yeah, Chevette.
yeah. He
I
he
love
came through in those moments. I mean, Caleb, he did the post conference in the presser. I'm sorry, they had asked him about favoring Loveland, and man, I thought Caleb's answer was very thoughtful. The whole presser
Yeah.
afterward, I thought he's more genuine than a lot of quarterbacks that we've had here, or communicate without really trying to BS. And I thought his answer was very thoughtful. He said, I favor all our guys. I trust all of them. That's why all their stats are almost identical. I thought that was a good answer because Craig, because throughout the game, you're gonna go to who's hot at that moment. And then if they not hot, but then he even brought up, hey, that's how Zacchaeus got the touchdown, right? Then you look out on that same play, you look around on the 2-point conversion, another guy get it. Then you get this, then Swift runs one in. So they are spreading it around to all the guys. And this team is special. And I think it was when they won their 3rd game this year, somewhere in there when I said this team is a good team. And they just find ways to win, and it's not luck.
Well, we ain't played nobody, and we had a last place schedule, and we didn't really beat nobody good. And I'm like, they making it really hard for the powers that be in the NFL to start saying that same narrative anymore. Because they didn't beat the Packers, they already beat the Eagles, they beat all of any team that's actually the next ones up. So the Bears, it looks like we're going through between the Eagles and whoever else they play. The Bears are gonna have another home game, and it's looking like we got a real chance to get to the NFC Championship. I'm looking forward to that.
But you can look at the team atmosphere, man. A lot of guys don't understand how important that is, man. It's like when you got guys that really want dudes to win. You could have a team that you got a guy who's oh, I got to get the ball. I mean, email your diva, whatever it is. But this squad, man, just seems like everybody's playing for everybody else. I'm talking about for the guys on the lowest end of the roster. When he does a great play, you look at the sidelines, it's like the whole sideline is like jumping up and down. That type of morale, and then like alluding to what Bernard said about everybody eating, it's tough for a defense now because now you don't know because he got so many options to whereas they can't key in on one player. I mean, look at DJ. DJ's our veteran stud, man. And what happens is when he spread the ball around, that's why you get 6 targets and 5 catches.
Yeah, that's the progress I'm loving on Caleb as the season goes on. You can see him working through his progression a whole lot faster. You can see him go to the first read and he go to 2, 1, 2, 3, and he's working his way. If he had time on that play, and you can see how he is spot a guy, and you're like, man, that that might have been a third read coming across the middle where he took the check downs. So those become the things that are so important when you watch him. This quarterback grow in this game is how the Bears are actually developing him.
I tell you what, a guy that played a heck of a defensive game yesterday was Austin Booker. And he had a lot of people that were doing all kind of chirping against him. You did a bad hit on our quarterback. Oh, we can't wait. Austin Booker was setting the edge. A lot of times Josh Jacobs was trying to run. Austin Booker was right there like the boogeyman, chasing him down. And at the end of the day, Austin Booker did not shrink in this particular game. Also, I haven't given him a lot of love all year. Jaquan Brisker brought it yesterday, and he shut his mouth and started playing as opposed to all this other stuff he's been doing. So Brisker actually came out there, and you saw the Brisker that we saw last year. It may be his last couple games as a Bear, but that dude, he actually showed something in this game yesterday as well.
You know what, that picture?
Yeah, I agree with the comment down there about Booker is going to be good. Booker is.
He already is.
He already is.
You got to learn, a couple of more moves to get to the quarterback, but that's going to come with time. And if you look at where he was picked at, he's going to be a steal at where they picked him. I think he was like, a 3rd or 4th round guy.
Yeah.
And he was a guy that as a matter of fact, he hadn't started any college games, I don't believe.
Right.
But that's when that hustle comes in, and that really want. Because in the preseason, I know I was talking about Booker. I was like, man, this dude is a stud. And I know people say, hey, slow down. It was just certain things that I saw in him, man. I mean, it's like, oh, he's only going up against the 3rd and 4th string. Dude is big, strong, and fast. And now you put him on in a starting situation, dude is a monster. I think it was Plank, and the text was talking about Love all over the field looking for Booker. And he wasn't lying. He was not lying. No, it was quick. He wasn't lying. It was quick. The dude wasn't lying because it was like as soon as
he saw him in the shower. He saw him at the mailbox. He showed up at church. He was in the short line at the grocery store. Everywhere Booker went, everywhere Love went, he was like, "Where's Booker at? Where's Booker at?" That's what rattled him. For a guy to be a 5-year NBA, NFL quarterback and doesn't have any of those intentional grounding. Then all of a sudden he gets 2 of them in one game. Trust me, there's some stuff going wrong with him.
Well, he was just trying to get out. He was trying to get out the way. He was like, "Hell no!"
Hey, 9 plus 4 is 13, right? He was like,
and you know what? When you hear guys in any sport, when people ask them who was their individual toughest opponent, a lot of times they name a guy that most people be like, "Who is that again?"
Right.
And Jordan Love is gonna say Austin Booker. He ain't gonna say a D-back. He gonna say Austin Booker.
Him.
Hey, what's really interesting this morning? I was watching Sports Center, and they had Aiden Hutchinson on there from the Lions. And he was talking about how, given the game plans for Caleb Williams, he was like, we always talk about keeping him in the pocket. We do not want him to escape the pocket. You'll see us rush to contain just to keep him in the pocket because we know how good he is out on the run and making up plays and things like that. He was just like, man, he was like, we just want to keep him in there, and we'll try to sacrifice everything from there. But it's interesting getting a take from a guy that's been on the field with him, and he talks about how good Caleb is and creating plays. And when plays break down, it's like that's when you get in trouble against the Bears when plays break down. And it's like you want your DBs to actually cover the guy, but then you like, dang, there you go. He said, and it's so many times he thought he had him, and all of a sudden, you know that move he does with that spin. He said, I thought I had him, and then he spent, and he's gone. It's like, now I'm in chase mode, and I never get him, and he throws the ball. You're like, damn, they ain't go again with that BS. It's like, damn.
Hey, you know what? I'm also giving a shout out to the official brand. He says, Cowboys fan here. Thank y'all, Chi-Town Packers, Rodgers owners in the playoffs. See, this is what it's all about, man. I mean, we sit up and talk trash about different teams, man. But when you are a fan of the sport, man, you get a credit where credit due. Because Rodgers had us too, but I'm glad we on this side, man. But bear down. And yeah, we did talk.
Man,
about
skip that, man. We ain't your friends. No,
We
man.
ain't friends. Hey,
we ain't friends now because they at home watching us.
there was something else that happened yesterday that just really freaked my mind, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned it today. Caleb Williams ended up getting kicked in his ankle, and we were nervous, and he limped off the field. And at the press conference, they asked him about it. He said, "Oh no, I wasn't really worried about my ankle because my ankle is really flexible and pliable, and I've been working on that for several years. Expanding my ankles and doing exercises to make sure it doesn't get hurt." And I'm like, who thinks of this kind of stuff? Oh my God, this guy been a football player, a professional football player since he was in junior high school. So, and his parents have given him all kind of access to different professionals and everything. But for you to think that I want to make sure I get my ankles ready every game to make sure that I'm able to run, that's diabolical, man.
You put some Robitussin on it.
Man, it'd be all right.
Hey, that work. Hey, you know what? The Bears win 31-27, and for many of us, we probably got friends, co-workers, maybe neighbors who are Packers fans in the Chicago area. And I mean, I was laughing at some of my co-workers, man, when they were up 14-3. I started getting text messages. This is over, right? And all that kind of stuff. And we were able to overcome that situation. And one of the things with the Bears is that this team never died. They never quit, man. It's just like spraying Raid on roaches or something.
Hey, I forgot the score was 31-27.
Yep.
What were the prediction picks again of the scores?
I think you might have been really close to that.
I had 27-24.
I was close enough to smell that fart.
Right. And where was around?
Let's see if I got it.
But I hear the Green Bay fans
front of
like,
me.
oh yeah, y'all won, but we went to the Super Bowl 15 times. Y'all asses ain't going this year.
You ain't going now.
Next. That's just
And
like
I see you.
my Noble brothers, man. He was like, "Oh, we gonna let y'all have it. We done it 15 times." I said, "But bragging about that is just like me and you bragging about we used to have hair."
Mm-hmm.
No more.
Oh yeah, I saw that when Caleb gave the game ball back. Matter of fact, I think he won maybe that was his second game ball of the year, because I know the first one was the first win, and I believe he gave it either to the coach or he gave it to the general manager. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Those guys look forward to the good, better, best. And I just want to allude to the fact that Detroit players said, I think Amara said they had did it like once or twice and they thought it was corny. Well, we embrace it in Chicago, right? We got songs with it. We got T-shirts with it. We look forward to it. Hey, one man's junk is another man's treasure, right?
Was that St. Martin? Is it St. Martin Clotilde over there on 99th Street? One of my granddaughters went there for kindergarten, and that was the thing that they used to say at the beginning of every class. Every time I think about it, it just brings chills to me, man, because it's just something that they say. And it's like you look at all these guys buying in, man. Great.
Man, I'm a little scared about all that good, better, best. My girl started talking about, hey, good, better, best. You gotta work on stuff. I'm like, yeah, I thought I was doing all right.
It's corny if you don't believe. Yeah, happy Founders Day, Jimmy Red. He said it's corny if you don't believe. Yeah, that's so true, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to trust the process, man. Something I've been saying for about 3 years on here. Trust the process.
Yeah, I've been saying it. Absolutely.
And the process right now is looking very, very interesting. We play next Saturday or Sunday, right down the street from where I'm at right now. It's very interesting. Who would have thought our last playoff win was in 2010?
Man. Yeah.
All of us didn't have gray hair back then. You know, some of us still had hair back then, and you know, we talking about 16 years ago. That was our last playoff win.
Wait, 2010 was 16 years ago, man. I can't carry the 3 days. That's
that was 16 years ago, and so now it's just a build up to, and you look at the correlation to how Detroit did their turnaround. And now how we're doing our turnaround, and we got some of the same coaches and theories and all of that. And whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah, I see a comment out there said this has been the funnest season I have had as a Bears fan. I would agree. I mean, you know what? The 2006 was an exciting season, but it was an exciting season that you were looking for the defensive players to, and Devin Hester, he was a rookie that year. You was looking for them to kind of like make a play, right? It was kind of like a one-sided thing where the defense would take over a game and et cetera, et cetera. These are fun because you seeing the growth of people and you seeing the Bears find different ways to win, and they're never out of a game, and it should be your offense that get those points if you have to, right? You get them in the kind of way you want, or you have to, but to see the offense being able to capitalize on turnovers and et cetera, because one of the things that people always say was whenever the Bears name would come up, people would say, you are who we thought you were, right? From the Dennis, what's his name? Dennis Green. Dennis Green said that after the Cardinal game. But what most people take that out of context was the Bears actually were a Super Bowl team that year. So what he thought the Bears were, he was actually wrong. He thought the Bears were a fraud, which I brought that up because what you have heard all season, and you have to go to people like Dan Orlowski, who said a few days ago, the Bears, I can't even say the exact words, but the Bears don't even have a chance of winning this game. Something like that, he said.
Luck with that.
And
among the things that they've been talking about this year is defensively, you know, we're opportunistic and, you know, we can get the turnovers from time to time. Yesterday, we lost the turnover battle and still won the game. We had 2 interceptions that we gave up. There were several fumbles that we didn't get to. And that was something that we didn't need in order to overcome the Green Bay Packers yesterday. So a lot of teams out there need to take note of that.
Here's another thing, too, that I think a lot of people don't even know about the game. We gave up 400 yards. We got 400 yards. This game, it was, but there's one stat that is like one of the most amazing things ever. We had 2 penalties for 5 yards.
Okay. Whoa.
Them little bitty microscopic things are what gets you to that level and puts you in positions, man.
Well,
That's what she said too.
To those officials. So I think he was out there intimidating the officials that was out there. He kind of knew them and they got a little scared of him.
But it's coming to its fruition now. Remember we were talking about how we got a lot of bad calls, and a lot of people, oh, you get the bad calls. I'm like, well, we have been playing bad prior to these seasons. And a lot of times the ref will turn around and look, and they may look at like, oh, well, it had to be the Bears because they usually mess up. Okay, we're going to throw the flag at the Bears. You got to show the refs that you can be accountable and you can make plays and you are who you are. Now you're starting to see the shift a little bit where the referees are actually paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? So there are some calls we do get and don't, but it's not as bad as it was. Now we're actually forcing people to pay attention to what we're doing. And those teams that are actually advancing the playoffs, that one little call that they should not have gotten or whatever it is, the difference between going to a Super Bowl and going home.
Well, those refs still have to walk the streets of Chicago to get out of town, too. So,
or catch the train.
There you go.
I'm glad
we're not playing the Seahawks next week. A win is a win, thank God. Hey, Melissa, I think Melissa lives out that way.
Seattle, yeah.
I wish we were playing the Seahawks next week.
Hey, you know what? It's some quarterbacks. It's some quarterbacks that you could trust in the playoff, and then other quarterbacks you can't. Our quarterback you could trust in the playoffs. He's a young guy, but the thing is, even with adversity, he's not rattled. And his leadership and watching him grow, and man, it's amazing to see. We have that guy that got that comeback, you know, and I'm not comparing him to Brady. I'm just making a comparison as far as comeback. Mm-hmm. But you knew when Brady was playing in the game that, you know, hey, it was no lead that was safe. And you think about one of the most amazing comebacks in his career he had was in that Super Bowl against Atlanta, where they was down, I believe, 28-3 going to fourth quarter. Even though we wasn't down 28-3, we were down by a lot of points, and to score 25 points in the fourth quarter is an amazing task because that's not easy. I mean, look how long a possession could take. A possession literally could take just to get one score anywhere from 4 to 8 to 7.5 minutes. And to be able to get 25 points, and think about what you just said, playing with no turnovers. It's not like they got turnovers that got them a quick score. It's not like they got a special teams kickoff return that ran all the way. They literally got 25 points in the fourth quarter just on being able to finally get some defensive stops, and the effort and adjustment by the coaching staff and the players continue to believe in themselves, because there was it was some third and fourth down conversions where you like, man, if they don't get this, it may be a wrap, right? And somehow they get it. Man, it was a couple other things that was kind of like, man, worked in our favor. I would say we almost hit that bad snap where
and the whistle blew.
Yeah.
Man, you know what though? Here's another thing that's refreshing, because every time I look at games like this, I look back at some of our prior broadcasts from years before. The one big thing, the stink that we had, they were running offense. You got a drag, you got a slant, you got a cross. Each player is about this far behind. I used to always tease, like, man, the safeties, if they want to stick two guys, they just stick their arms out like this. Man, I can't count the number of times that Caleb threw a ball, and it was one dude that was just wide open. And you looking at receivers, they like stretching the defense. It's great. Let's see. Could take 68 seconds.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago we talked about how the receivers couldn't create any separation.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times they wasn't open. And so now you do see a lot of times you'd be like, guys be wide open getting the ball. We getting that with what we call not that cognac, but that actual regular yak after the catch.
Yeah.
You know? So we getting a little yak. You know, yak always is better. But we're getting a little bit of that yak, and so now things are actually different, because before people would catch the ball, get tackled right there, guys wasn't open, and so all type of stuff was going on.
Man, real quick, what I wanted to say about Caleb Williams, this is the difference between a guy, you ask him, can he make a pass? Oh, I think I can. Caleb Williams would be in there. Oh, you think you can make that pass? Oh, yeah, I can make that pass. So anyway, we're going to do such and such and such and such. And he really believes that. Because that pass that he threw on 4th and 9 between 4 defenders, and not only did he throw the pass, he threw the pass roughly off either one or no legs, And if you look at that pass when it landed right here. I mean, you couldn't.
And he put it on an arc, so it was almost impossible for those defensive backs to get to it. So I was like, wow. You know what? One of the things that they've always taught as a defensive back is it's impossible to stop a perfect pass. So you can be in position, all of that stuff, but if the quarterback puts it right on the receiver, that's just something you have to live with. The consistency that Caleb Williams is able to do that is pretty remarkable, though. And he's doing it out of positions that, both his feet off the ground, or he's running, or he looks like he's just flicking the ball. He's actually more dangerous when he's moving than he is when he just has both his feet planted and tries to make a pass from there. So it's really amazing.
Hey, let me run this right quick.
It's hard to lose when the main ones who doubted and doubted we get consumed. Had to put my hoodie on and calling me Dr. Doom. Doomsday has arrived, get high and act a fool. Better quit your 9 to 5, resign, drop out of school. I can hop up in the TARDIS, restarted. Who's Doctor Who? Who's the one who gave you permission to breathe? Break you into submission, they paying attention to me. The tension is rising, the pressure applying, and I've been having premonitions of diamonds of black on every track and gold on all of my teeth. Don't worry, I never need you, baby. Counted up all of my losses, you won't believe it, baby. I'm undefeated. New prescription, tunnel vision, it's open season. Lumberjack swinging the axe, calling it treason. Leasing the own and buying whatever cheapest. Get the chief on the phone and gather all the delinquents. White woman clutching their purses, holding their leash. All that wagon that she dragging, she probably call it Khaleesi.
If that don't get you hype,
if
that don't get you hype, your soul need to change your batteries.
Just don't
that's
clench
what's
your purse
on
up
Luke
around
Sky.
me.
Make sure you follow him on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Luke Mon released working on his second album. He could be found on Apple Music, all the streaming website, Amazon, etc. When we hit the beginning of the broadcast, where you hear the Bass Banner intro song, that's a song Luke Mon wrote. His recording name is Luke Sky. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're watching us. Hit the button. We need roughly about 100 more people to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, let's go.
You can even do like them people. You go get some of your little 3-year-old nieces and nephews to get like a YouTube or get a subscriber account and just subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
They do it with the electric bill.
Hey, what's up, Chad? What's
up, Chad?
Hey man, Kat was at the tailgate party, whatever. She called me. She says, "Yes, I see Sheldon's there, and he's got some of his friends, and there's this white guy. He's a Q." I said, "Go get a picture with him." I said, "Send him to my guy." So that was a picture that I sent. So they was out there representing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, y'all ready for some grades yet?
Make quick go first. Yeah, I'm ready. Woo.
Hey man, I'm gonna see it through almost in this one. Shoot, because you can't discredit the first half. I'm going C's all the way down because if the first half is an F, second half is an A. So as though we may know, see it through because he saw it through to the win.
Yes, sir.
That's all,
Leon,
man. Special teams out.
Hey, can you address that, Bernard? Because that was what you were talking about
What
Caleb.
do y'all think of how demonstrative Caleb was on the sideline with burdens and other player? I thought he was taking on a leadership role, making sure his receivers know what they need to do. You got to pay attention to the details of a play. I thought that was good of him. Hey, they'll talk later if my feelings was hurt, right? I don't know about that, but hey, it's football. It's football. But
Chicago, man. Okay.
It's Chicago. Hey, quick, I'm with you with the grades. The first half, both sides of the balls. Man, I give them D minuses or maybe F's in the first half, but second half, I give both units A's. But so they average out to like a C across the board. Special teams, I'm giving an A.
Yeah, me too. Special teams getting an A. My boy Santos, who I absolutely hated at the beginning of the season, he's been clutch down the road. So special teams get an A. And with Duvernay, Those returns, they get an A. And Torrey
Yeah.
Taylor sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Putting shrimp on the barbie.
All right. For offense, full game, whole game. Again, 400 yards that we ended up scoring 31 points. Offense gets a B. In a playoff game, big time, forget quick. Oh my God! First half they couldn't stop a nosebleed. This was pretty horrible. But second half they came in, they played good defense, and they ended up allowing us to come back with the win. I'm giving the defense a B minus. Special teams, I'm with Quick. I'm with Bernard. Special teams is getting an A plus. Santos brought it. Duvernay brought a lot of stuff. They called the doggone fumble. Special teams, Jeff definitely did a good job. So that's what I'm on.
And it's a split, because if we had to only give grades on the last 5 minutes of the game, everybody gets an A. But special teams got to get them an A plus because they showed out and showed off. Counting the first half and and all the way up to the fourth quarter, I'm giving C minuses across the board.
Okay, C minuses. Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I think they were getting out coached the first half more than they was getting outplayed. Right. I think once the coaches made the adjustment, because players in the game like that, to me, they were playing as good as they were being coached at that point. I think when we went to the second half, I don't think the intensity changed, in my opinion, by the Bears. I think the coaches made good moves. I thought the substitution, I know I'm sounding redundant, but I thought the substitution of taking Jalen out on some plays were important. Unfortunately, D-Jack had to come in because of injury, but D-Jack ended up playing a good role. I thought Brisker stepped up. I thought Sweat, once he got substituted out and came back in, he became impactful in the game. I thought Swift ran the ball well. I thought the receivers didn't have those drops in the second half, and maybe it took Caleb Williams going off on some of them, right? I don't know what he was saying. Maybe he was like, catch the damn ball. I don't know. Maybe not just run the right route, catch the damn ball.
You can't. You know what? Y'all all been in a team situation, man. Y'all had teams where either you played or your team played real bad. Then there was that one play that everybody's amped. Some reason or another, sometimes psychologically, you don't even think about nothing else. It's just stuff just starts happening. All them little mistakes that you were making, that you were trying to correct and couldn't correct, sometimes it takes that one thing and now it just kind of snaps you out of it, man. It just seems like in the fourth quarter with the Bears, no matter how bad they play, it's almost like their team is like one person where everybody's just like, okay, yeah, we was getting dog walked the first half and all that other stuff. That don't even matter. In their minds, they think of getting down by that many points. When they get into their groove, they think it's 0-0. And it takes a complete stress off you when you're not really worried about the score and you worried about looking at the guy to right and left you and you want to play for that dude.
Hey, I'm going to take the words of my Sans Emerson Bowie. One of the models he got for this year is one band, one sound.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We know the national people are going to probably move the field goal post again. They're going to make up some other excuse of why the Bears are winning. The Bears are winning. I'm going to keep saying it. The Bears are a good team. A good team find ways to win. Guess what? The other team starts to choke because why? They know the good team is rallying. They've seen this picture before. Green Bay has seen this before. Mm-hmm. This is the uncut version of it, right? And they started like panicking, and you could see it in their face. You could see it on the sideline. And when they scored that last touchdown they ended up getting, they thought that was enough. And when they started seeing the Bears score it again, you could see in their faces like, man, and you guess what you saw? You saw the difference between Jordan Love at this current stage than what you see from Caleb. On that last drive, when Jordan Love needed to make a play, he really could not make a play. And some of it was because panic set in, right? He took too long on one play. The Bears, I think Montez Sweat knocks the ball out of his hand just as he's about to throw. He dirted one ball. The last ball, he matter of fact, he dropped the snap. The last throw, he dropped the snap, picked the snap up, and just kind of like hurled it towards the end zone. So, man, we're blessed to have a quarterback who's not panicking in those moments, because Jordan Love was panicking in those moments.
It was he had the Austin book on his mind.
Mama to hit, there goes that man.
That man, yeah. Yeah. That's the difference between being aware and afraid, man. Your boy's afraid. Just like Quick said, I don't care what play they ran. When he looked up and he saw that 94, it was almost like he could have just laid out on the carpet, man. Wait. Oh, about Tibbs. They do your effing job, yeah.
Hey, Quick, do you? I know you brought this up, man. I just wanted to mention before we get off the broadcast. Did you sometime this week before we do the pregame? Did you want to do the playoff show this week, special edition, talking about the teams that's left and coaches, the vacancies? Did you want to do a special edition?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Oh, just to go back, I want to go back just a tad bit, just a little bit. Quick had the prediction at 31-26. Just that was my final. That was my score, 31-26.
That's probably
missed about one.
You can get to that. Good job.
Yeah. It was just like Plank missing on these grades.
You can do it.
I don't miss much. Hey, Austin Booker was chasing Jordan Love like child support, though, man. That was
You just thought Jordan Love was Bin Laden, boy. Just looking all over him, dude. Man.
Hey, that one hit on him, man. His shoulder pass was all outside his jersey.
But two things I gotta say that ain't really it's got to do with the Bears, but kind of like not the play. Troy Aikman and Emmanuel Acho.
Hey y'all, say hello to Bacon. Come here, Bacon.
Hey,
This is Bacon.
Hey, Bacon, how you doing?
That's Bacon.
Make sure he doesn't have any cheese on his food.
Yeah, we like
Say he
bacon.
don't have no cheese on his food.
Hey, where you eat that, Quick? Give a shout out to them. Where you eating at?
I'm at the Horseshoe. At the Horseshoe for brunch on Sundays.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm up here at the
Bet on
Horseshoe
Black.
Casino. Bacon got her suit on.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
hey, Bacon black from the back, y'all. Just so y'all know. No,
This your Dulce Casa.
Hey, what did you say?
She said, what'd you say? I said, Bacon black from the back, y'all. She black.
hey, good, better, best. Never let them rest. You got your dogs out there. Shoot, I completely forgot, man. I'm having a brain fart here, man. Sam Acho and Troy Aikman, but more so Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman went through this whole game dogging them out. He even got to the place where he got to the last play. Where he looks like they're gonna lose. He go from dogging the Bears out to pulling out the knee pads, man. It is just, to me, it ain't even about football. To me, it just seemed like it's something personal. What I like about Tom Brady keeps it real, straight down the middle, and it's more so conveying what he sees and what needs to be done. And there's never, because even if you're a fan, I mean, as a sportscaster, you kind of don't want to lean on either side. Troy Aikman seemed like he'd go out of his way to say something negative. And then every time we win the game, now he like, well, let me go put my knee pads on and, get down here and do my thing.
Nobody even knows what team Otto played for, so get out of
Guy.
Games, yes.
Guy.
Yes.
Did you end up going to the watch party yesterday?
I did not.
Because they said Corey Hearn got up out of there pretty quick yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They said he got up out of there fast, boy. There's some people looking for him.
That's the guy that's the Packer fan, right? At the Packer stuff on.
They got up. They say he got up out of there fast last night.
Me after the game when she was talking about y'all frats, man, I said, where? She said, oh, you talking about the guy that had on the Green Bay? Oh, he gone. Corey and witness protection, he probably in ICU right now.
Hey, if you go on his page, it's some people trolling his ass.
Matter of fact,
They trolling him. Yeah, I gotta send him a text. Shout out to my boy Corey Hearn.
Yeah.
Hopefully he didn't run off the cliff yesterday.
Don't jump,
man.
brother. Don't jump. It'll be
Yeah,
all
don't do it. Don't do it, man.
Somebody said he was crying he was crying in the car. Hey, he was in that scene. He looked like that scene from Boys in the Hood when with Cuba Good when the police had pulled him over and he started fighting the air.
Ain't nobody here, man.
He was in the car fighting the air. Them damn bears, man. Him and my boy from Lumberlone Balance Williams.
Balance, man.
Balance Williams always make all the posts about the Packers and all this.
Yeah,
Man,
shout out to one of the EH bros too, Jamal Davis. He's a big Packers fan, you know. Shout out to Maul, you know. He probably in church singing off key today though. He probably singing off key today in church.
And my boy, my square.
Shout out to Xavier Rogers, my son. I just found out yesterday he's a Packers fan, so come join the light. Come on back.
if y'all house heads.
Wait a minute, you say who?
Xavier.
Xavier.
Lil X.
Yep.
Yeah, Packers fan.
I wasn't ready for that information at the time, but yeah. Okay.
That's almost like finding out your family member came out the closet.
That's exactly like that.
Literally, with a skirt on and some pumps. Hey, I want to send a special shout out to my boy, my square, Brett Morris. So y'all house heads may know you as he's that dude on them ones and them twos. Hardcore. I ain't gonna give it to him too bad for as long as I've known him. And I have a special place. It don't matter if it's Green Bay, forget Green Bay. But I gotta respect guys who've been on that train. He's been a Green Bay Packers fan all his life. With that being said, bear down, baby.
Hey, thank you everybody who tuned in today to the Bears Banner. The Bears live to fight another week, and as they get ready for that Super Bowl, possible run. Hey, Ben Johnson told the guys, you better not have no plans for the next 5 weeks. So, hey, he's already planning and putting that in their head, right? Anything short of that is not, not part of his plans, or it should be part of their plans. So we will be back near the end of the week to talk about the next opponent, whoever that is, and maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. For those of y'all who got time, we come back and talk about some of the games we saw this weekend, and also we'll talk about some of the coaching vacancies and kind of share our opinion and interact with those who are viewing on what your thoughts on those same subjects.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, until next time, peace.